Welcome back, gamers, to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host, Johnny Rogers. If you happen to be new here, make sure you tap that subscribe button to stay up to date on all the latest and greatest gaming trends. Plus, comment down below with what changes you would make to Sonic in the new live-action film. Now let's dive into the truth behind fixing Sonic. When the trailer dropped for the Sonic the Hedgehog movie, you could feel the entire internet all cringe at once. Many videos were made criticizing his live action look, along with thousands of angry comments, with some laughing at the absurdity of those human looking teeth that the little hedgehog had. All of this negative response actually prompted the film's director to announce that they would be going back to the proverbial drawing board. If they truly have to redo all the Sonic CGI, it's going to cause a major push on the film's release date, which also made a lot of people second guess this seemingly good deed. Could it have been a PR stunt to purposely make the hedgehog look unappealing simply for the trailer to drum up some attention? Well, Gizmodo asked a few visual effects artists how they felt about the matter, and here's what they had to say. If they took 9 months to build a character, it's 2 to 3 months of reworking before you can even put the character back into shots again. I can't even guess what's going on behind the scenes. According to the experienced visual effects artists, when trailers involve these types of digital characters, they're typically the only scenes that have been finished, which means that the ugly looking Sonic would only have to be redone in about 5% of the movie, then simply added to the rest. The gotta fix fast hashtag that was used by Jeff Fowler really angered a lot of the visual effects artists in the industry. It's the kind of crunch mode that the artists are put under due to the immense online backlash that they're getting so worked up about. They've already spent many months crafting and making the character perfect in their eyes, only to be told that it's all wrong. Daryl Bartley, a VFX artist that's worked on Avatar and Power Rangers, had this to say. Obviously, on most movies, they're doing everything down to the wire. They push the limits of everyone involved to continue to make changes to the very last second that you commit a frame to film or digital. There are shots being finalized the weeks before or even the week before. Yet there's a prevailing thought that you could just snap your fingers and change things. So far, the movie's release date has yet to be moved, which means that these visual effects artists are going to be working a lot of overtime and really feeling the stress of this forced crunch mode. From an outsider's perspective, you look at a redesign from a fan on Twitter and think, well, it shouldn't take them that much time. Well, when it comes down to getting the character to move, it's a lot more work than you think. Things such as changing Sonic's body could take at least a month, with the head being more complex, taking nearly double that time. Alien Animation Studio character supervisor Juan Luis Sanchez, who worked on Paddington, had this to say. From the design to the modeling to the rigging, putting in the skeleton, testing out the skeleton, putting in the fur, lighting it, all of that work is easily 9 months, and that's without major design changes or changes in the story along the way. The two VFX artists, Sanchez and Bartley, that were interviewed became very frustrated when seeing the director's tweet about fixing this fast. They believe that just because the internet expresses a dislike for an animated character doesn't mean that their minds won't change over time or even with the release of the movie itself. Paddington is a large example of this. Initially, when the bear's design was teased on the internet, there was a huge backlash because of its photorealism. This led to the creepy Paddington meme with the character being dropped into various horror films as the new villain. However, in this scenario, the producers stood their ground and decided to go ahead with the character, and when the film was released, it actually ended up being the best decision. Sanchez said, "We've seen it so many times, where people pile on instantly when they see something that they don't like, for whatever reason, and there might be something I agree with. Whether it's Ben Affleck as Batman or the design of Paddington, there are so many things where people pile on instantly. I don't find it healthy personally." The real question, as I mentioned before, was all of this done on purpose? A new conspiracy theory floating around is that Paramount was fully aware that people would not like the redesign of their favorite 90s game character and therefore made two versions. Bartley and Sanchez, though, believe that this is highly unlikely. It's just hard to believe that a studio would spend more money than they have to just to drum up confusion and outcry. Bartley said, "It's one of those things that's feasible, I think, in the mind of an executive. It could be this sort of sociopathic way of doing things, but I don't think any normal people would try and do that. I get there's so many attempts at going viral, but they've gotten way more attention for this than they would have. There is such a thing as good attention and bad attention. Having your fan base be pissed off at you in order to generate interest is not anything a sane person would throw out there. This is very true, and most likely the reasoning for not pushing back the movie's release date is exactly as I mentioned before. They probably only have Sonic finished in the scenes that they released for the trailer. It will still be a ton of work for them to get done in a very short amount of time, but judging by the sheer amount of popular fan edits that have been circulating the internet, they'll have a great starting block to work from. At least now they have an idea of what the people want to see in the movie. Sonic the Hedgehog is set to be released on November 18th, but if anything else goes down, we'll be the first to let you know. Thank you for watching the truth behind fixing Sonic, and if you enjoyed this video, show us some love by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on this. And for more videos like this one, all you have to do is click that playlist on your screen. From Top 10 Gaming, I'm Johnny Rogers. Until next time, take care.